go.
सारी बातें हो गई मुरब्बी साहब, तो मैं जाने लगा था बस.
Saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell.
मुरब्बी ज़रिया, अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम सलाम.
सलाम जी.
वालेकुम सलाम.
यारी क्या हो गया?
Huh?
Are you supposed to trim your beard on Jumbo?
I'll do it soon. Before Eid.
Is football match today or tomorrow? This football practice.
Football
Practice will be.
Which football practice?
It will be on Monday at 9 p.m. You are paying, mate, or paying and playing. I just saw now.
Gotcha.
So I was saying that I have asked Kashif to customize the summary of Friday's sermon into 2-3 minutes only. So he has tailored his the sermon summary, and I asked him to get 3 points what he learned from there. So he will come with 3 points and 2 or 3 minutes summary as well. So he's working for the whole day now. So he will join us shortly. Oh no, I haven't sent him the link, so I will just send the link.
He did really well last week, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that's why I said I was thinking that it should be this responsibility should be transferred to him, so the young people will come. Yeah, he just
भाई आप कौन से बुड्ढे हो गए, अभी आप भी जवान ही हो.
आप अभी young है यार. क्या बात कर रहे हैं? नहीं, he did well, and he also won the quiz competition as well. Zaria, I think we should make a rule: whoever does Jummah Khutbah shouldn't take part in Kahoot.
He should get the screenshot in families groups.
No, that's good.
Where is Hamza?
Hamza, did he say he's coming, or what did he say?
No, he says he's unconfirmed. He didn't say anything.
And Nasir for breaking the cross.
Nasir is coming, inshallah. He's still working on breaking the cross.
Yeah.
Not broken yet. We're talking about Ijtima preparations for tomorrow. What happened with you guys? So I know you, you had the team quiz, no? Tell us what happened with that.
It was me and Nasser. It was strange, it's new kind of way on Zoom, and you're not very accustomed to it. You could hear people in the background flicking pages, typing on their laptops. You could hear it. And I heard someone also say on voice search. They also spoke into voice search. I could hear it.
Oh my god.
Ask Nasser.
Honestly, it was so bad.
Yeah, it was hard, though, wasn't it? It was hard.
Yeah, it was actually really hard. It's like we needed you, bro. Like,
yeah,
there's so many murabbis and people there that obviously they have a crazy amount of knowledge compared to us. It's like for them it's a joke. They were answering questions that I was like, what? Like they were answering it straight like that.
I'm sure they were typing as well quickly as well.
Yeah.
You don't know, behind them they have a whole IT team like typing everything that they're saying. Yeah, man, it's just alhamdulillah, at least you tried. That's the main thing. I'm really proud that a lot of the guys that did take part, all the guys that come on Khuddam night, like everyone here had a role to play in it. I know with about it as well, you guys with the presentation, mashallah, you guys got through.
And Urdu speech as well.
Yeah, how was the presentation though? And then we'll get to Urdu speech.
It was fine. Presentation was like, we have just read the things. We have a good understanding. He will slide. He read one slide, and then I got up from the other page, and then it's a good rhythm.
Yeah, good coordination.
Yeah, it's a coordination game all.
So how were the other speeches? Did you watch them and did you see how the quality was for them?
Yes.
And how was that?
The presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the visual. Most of the people have worked on visual things like on the slides and this fancy things and presentation look like visual things. They have more emphasis on the visual thing. Apart from video, the material are same for everyone. Yeah. I think the culture of the subject is the same, but the visualization, I think the marks is of only visualization now.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. These competitions, it's all on computer now, online. everyone's going to be looking at that. I think that will be the difference at the end of the day, because content-wise, most of you will have the same amount of things. It's about delivery and about how the presentation is going to be. So inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. What time is it tomorrow? So we can all watch.
Tomorrow,
You know?
it will be between 12 till 3.
Acha, good.
Tomorrow I have a show with Ismatullah Saab as well. Tomorrow Ismatullah Saab is our guest, special guest from Japan. So yeah, he was telling me I was on the call for like hours and hours with him in whole week. We have a good understanding. He is now 50, cross 50. His son has completed his pilot course or graduated. He become a pilot, and he's going to NASA as well.
Wow.
So, son is also
amazing, mashallah.
flying.
Yeah. So tomorrow you're very busy.
Yeah. Tomorrow I will do this presentation thing. Then 4 till 5 o'clock. In Japan it will be 11 till 12 o'clock. So I'm doing this show early. So it will be 4 till 5. He's reading all his poems, Mere Dard Ki Jo Dawa Kare, and all these things, and taranas, everything. And hopefully on Friday we are doing a mega event like Umar Sharif and Ismatullah Saab together live after a long time, and they are doing it like taranas and everything. They will do
amazing
on the same screen. Yeah,
amazing, yaar. Yes, inshallah goes well.
He's here.
We're proud of you, Marisab. Jazakallah for all your hard work, especially for the Jamaat and for our region as well. Keep it up. Nas, you took part in team quiz, isn't it? Yeah.
Crossing the break. Nas, have you worked on that? Kasra Salib. In Urdu, it's Kasra Salib.
What's that?
Breaking the cross.
Breaking the cross.
Crossing the break.
I know. There is one season like breaking.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. No, I was doing it, then I realized it turned more into breaking the cross and killing the swine, and then abolishing the jizya tax. So
interesting topic.
Yeah, so I've done all 3 now.
Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah, and I don't think killing the swine should have its own PowerPoint. It should be something quick that I can just do quickly, because it's not.
It's a quick slide, but it's a lifetime mission as well at the same time.
It's a funny,
such a huge job to do.
Yeah, honestly, whilst I was writing it, I was literally just laughing. Like, I was laughing at what I was writing and what I was trying to prove, but nobody take it seriously.
Okay, so let's get into it then. Jazakallah everyone for joining again for another Khuddam night. We're trying to keep this going. Sometimes we have some people can't take part, so we just have to accommodate in other places. So today, inshallah, we'll have Nas talking about breaking the cross. But before that, Kashif, Jazakallah for last week. Every week we get better and better. So inshallah, can you just give a quick summary of today's khutbah as well, Friday sermon?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The summary of Hazur Anwar Eid Talab bin Nasir Aziz Friday sermon today. Hazur's main focus was on the attributes of Hazrat Saad bin Waqas Raziyallahu anhu. He was an expert archer and helped the Holy Prophet ﷺ in the battles. He was one of the first person to shed blood for the sake of Islam. Also, Holy Prophet ﷺ was heavily injured by the attack by Hazrat Saad's brother in the Battle of Uhud. Hazrat Saad attacked him several times, but he survived. So after this attack, Holy Prophet ﷺ said to Hazrat Saad anhu that I hope that you will stay alive after me, whereby some nation will greatly benefit from you. And he became the conqueror of Iraq. So this was a short summary, because that was the summary of today, Friday sermon.
Jazakallah. Hazrat Saad bin Abi Waqas. Do you guys know that Huzur's son is called Mia Waqas Saab?
Oh yeah.
His son, he called him Saad. So Saad bin Waqas. So this was also Huzur named him, but it was also in line with this companion of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he was a young guy. I think at 18 he was made a general. So in terms of Khuddam, he was like a very big inspiration for the young people at that time, and even for us now. So that's why I spoke about him a lot today. So if you guys want to read up more on him, you can. It's very inspirational. Tika, Jazakallah, Kashif. Nas, should go to you now, quickly. Let's see what you got for us.
I can't put my video on. It's saying that the
I think
host.
Abi, can you allow him to do it?
Okay, 1 second. Just
Should work now.
yes, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But Hamza did send his apologies today. Usually he does Hazm Simod's books, but he couldn't do it today because of his preparations for the Ijtima. Him as well, he took part in Kasoti. The Kasoti team as well. Nas, you can tell us more about that. It was quite difficult, wasn't it?
It was very, very, very difficult. That was what was it about? Like,
how far did you guys get though? How many questions did you ask, and like how close to it did you get?
I can't remember. I'll tell you though, but I had a whole like formula. I made a flow chart and everything okay, if this is the answer, then what do I do next? What do I do next?
Yeah.
But it was so hard. Like I thought if you don't know anyone doesn't know what it is, basically the Murabbi that was there, the moderator guy, he had something in his mind, whether it's a person, a place, an object, and we had to ask yes or no questions and try and get the answer the least amount of like questions. And we basically first obviously asked, is it a person? He said yes, and then it was like, are they alive or dead? Do they have any Islamic sort of like background? And then it got to a point where we realized that it was in the time of the Prophet Messiah, and then I said to Hamza, I was like, I want to confer with Hamza. I was like, I think it's the wife of the Prophet Messiah, but I'm not 100% sure. Then he just straight away was like, oh, is it the wife? And I said, no, stop. Because if we get the wrong answer, then that's it, we've lost. But then we carried on saying like, oh, was she female? Was it female? And said yes. Then it was like, are they blood related to the Prophet Messiah? And he said no. So we was like, oh my God, it's definitely like it has to be. Then we said that answer, and he said, no, sorry, you're wrong. And he said the answer was like the brother of the wife of the brother of the Prophet Messiah or something.
Hormuz Bibi.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name's Hormuz.
And we were just like, I don't have a clue what's going on. And
did he give clues, or did he just say it after about the?
no, he didn't give any clues. We just had to randomly guess. We were quite close. I was actually shocked how close we were. But yeah, I wish I'd stayed just to see other people. Like I did the team quiz with the Abir. Like questions compared to us, and I didn't get to see with
that's the thing. You can get lucky. Either it's going to be something easy or something hard.
Yeah.
One that you guys tried. It's a good thing, fun thing to do. I think we should do it on Khuddam night as well.
I know. Literally, Salman was telling me as well. He goes, "You should incorporate it," and I was like, I was trying to figure out ways of how to do it because it was
maybe the Riyadh, but we could look into it. Maybe next week.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah.
You think of something funky, then we'll try and work it out.
Okay, then that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like that.
We can all get involved in that as well. We can all ask you questions, and then whoever gets it at the end.
Whoever gets it has to host it the week after.
But then people are going to be like going crazy, like saying, "Oh, is this person, this person?" Like, how would we make it in turns? Because then the person who asks the question last would have like an advantage because everyone else has asked so many questions beforehand.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You guys got really close though, mashallah. Really close.
It was. I was shocked with how close we were, but it was crazy hard. Yeah.
You guys, at least we got some benefit. I got benefit from it as well because I did research into it and then found out who it is, and there's a whole prophecy about that person, and it's crazy, man, mashallah. Just to increase your knowledge.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's learn about your amazing.
And actually, God, don't say amazing. Yeah, but one thing as well, the quiz that I did with Abi, I learned something from there, which I'm gonna like kind of like mention in here as well about Dawi. You know Dawi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I didn't have a clue about that.
Gotcha.
And but Abi gave it a good try. He was very close with his answer, but he just got a bit mixed up. But we got it wrong. They wanted a very specific answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Let's begin.
Let's go.
With my beautiful logo. Yeah. Okay, so this is part 4. of the Messiah's signs: breaking the cross, killing the swine, and abolishing the jizya tax. There's quite a lot of writing, but I'll try not to read all of it. So the hadith that relates to this is narrated by Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "Dawah will not be established until the son of Mary descends among you as a just ruler. He will break the cross, kill the pigs, and abolish the jizya tax. Money will be in abundance so that nobody will accept it." Now, the Quranic verse, this kind of supports what I'm saying. So, say, "Shall I inform you of those who reward with Allah is worse than that? They are those whom Allah has cursed and on whom His wrath has fallen, and of whom He had made apes and swine, and who worship the evil one. These indeed are in the worst plight and farther astray from the right path." That was chapter 5, verse 61. Now, understanding killing of the swine. I was writing this out and I was just like thinking, oh my God, what am I writing? But I thought I have to make a point. So did Allah make it a prophet's mission to go around killing the swine day in, day out? And I researched this. I researched how many pigs there are worldwide. And it turns out 677.6 million pigs. So it'll take a very long time to locate and kill each and every one of them. But even if it was true that a prophet was to come, foretold by Allah and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, whose job is to go around killing these dirty animals, what would it achieve? Like, in what way would it help us, like the Muslim ummah, in worshipping Allah? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It won't benefit us in any way. And if anything, we should help. Like, if that was the actual mission of the Messiah, we can do that ourselves. So why don't we start? But instead it's the Christians who are the ones who are doing it. That's the funny thing. They're the ones who are killing the pigs.
Yeah.
So, because they're the ones who are eating them. So it's quite a funny way of, describing it. But
yeah, that's good.
yeah, so the real meaning of what it is, I'll go on to it a bit later on as well, is that it's killing like a swine-like behavior. So laziness and other like dirty habits as well, and like lying and eating filth. So here, this is with the Quran as well. Allah here is not referring to the real pigs in the Quran. Rather, the lichen of evilness of the people of pigs and apes. The prophecy of killing the swine is also in the same manner. So that basically the reason the Holy Prophet said that the Messiah would kill the swine is because the Messiah would have the duty of dealing with people who would be like swines in their characteristics. And it's also stated that in the interpretation of dreams, that one who kills a pig, in reality, it means that he would argue with an evil-minded person. Now, that's something I didn't know, and it's quite a clear sign then, like, it's not a physical pig. But so, and also in Darul Anam, it is stated that a pig in a dream refers to a cruel and power enemy, and many times is referred to the Jews and Christians. We should remember that these prophecies were also dreams shown to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and therefore it must be interpreted. Now, this is something I learned today as well, because the other stuff I knew, like, I had a gist of it, but this I didn't have a clue. But I won't read all of it, but what it's about is basically during the time of war, in an Islamic state, if there was any military threat, Muslims would have to pay a tax for their protection in any sort of religious war. And the Prophet ﷺ said that when the Messiah comes, he will abolish all of that, meaning that what it means is that there would be no wars, there wouldn't be a need for any war or any sort of like protection for Muslims, because we'd be free to practice and preach, which is what it is today. So it shows that, like, that is a big sign that shows that that it's our duty to reply with the pen, and it wouldn't be a Messiah with the sword. So he's not going to be killing people, and you know how so many videos I've watched where they say that he's going to go around killing kafir and this and that, but it's not that case. It's the case that we wouldn't need to use a sword. It's just it'd be like a peaceful, and it would be through the pen, which everyone knows. I think I'll mention everything there. So understanding the breaking of the cross here is, again, I'll read some of it out. So everyone is a witness to amount of work Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad did in regards to Islam and its superiority over Christianity. The sign firstly tells us that at the time of the Messiah, Islam, Christians would be the ones who'd be dominating in religious matters, which is the case today. Many Muslims believe that the breaking of the cross would be a literal task for the Messiah. And this is something I've mentioned before as well, that if the Messiah was to break 1,000 crosses, the same amount would be made within an hour somewhere else. So it's not something that's realistic. And plus, people wear crosses on their neck, and is he going to go around, ripping them off their necks? And that's not what Allah's taught the behavior of a Muslim to be. So why would he do it for a prophet? And also, another point to keep in mind is that Allah is sending a prophet, not an ignorant person who would feel the need to physically break crosses. The job of a prophet is to spread the message of Allah, and his prophecy is clearly metaphorical for breaking the ideology of Christianity and proving the Christianity beliefs to be totally false, which Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad al-Islam did beautifully. He showed and proved to the world that Isa was not raised from the dead, and nor did he die on the cross, even from their own scriptures. He ended the preaching of many Christians with his arguments during this time. Until today, Christians dislike discussing with MD Muslims. Now, and this is one thing what I've realized from watching loads of videos, that people like Ahmad Didat and Zakir Naik, they use the exact same arguments that Promised Messiah used as well to prove that Christians are false. And the Prophet ﷺ stated that then converting his functions from the metaphorical description into physical activities, they alleged that he would break crosses and slaughter swine. They do not explain that he will gain by breaking crosses. And this is again the same point there. If he broke 1 or 2 million crosses, would the Christians who devote to the worship of the cross not make new ones in place of the broken ones? If the slaughtering of the swine is also to be taken literally, with the principal occupation of the Messiah be that hunting swine with a pack of dogs, if that is so, it will be a great day for Sikhs and some nomadic tribes like the Chamars, Sunnis, and Gondolas, etc., who are fond of hunting swines. So I find that quite interesting. But this activity of his will not in any way benefit the Christians who are already skillful in hunting the swine, which is what I mentioned before as well. There are up to 1,000 shops in London that sells the flesh of swine, and up to 25,000 pigs are daily sent to the outlying area of the city. The question is it worthy of a prophet who has appeared for the reform of mankind to waste his time hunting pigs, a disgusting animal, while even touching the pig is a grave sin according to the Torah? A question also arises that while hunting is a hobby of the idol, if the Messiah is still to be fond of hunting, is there any dearth of such good animals as deer, caribou, rabbits, etc., that he should soil his hands with the blood of such a foul animal? And he also stated here, obviously, what could be a greater miracle than this? My principal function is the breaking of the cross. By Dawi's death, a great part of the cross has been broken for the world. He was the foremost champion of the cross. He claimed to be a prophet and had announced that through his prayer, all Muslims would be destroyed. Islam would disappear and the Kaaba will be deserted. Now, God has destroyed him at my hand. I can declare it on oath that he was indeed the swine concerning whom the Holy Prophet ﷺ, on whom be peace and blessings upon him, said that he would be slain by the Promised Messiah. And Jazakallah. I got one question, Marisa. Do you know, obviously I've discussed about Dawi, but I don't know in depth about who he was. I think he said that he was Elijah. This is something that we got wrong in the quiz that we did. But do you know anything else? Because I haven't read who he was exactly or anything. Oh, yeah,
We already wrote.
One sec, I can't hear
More quote for us, oh Lord. Who else?
I can't hear anything, That's so weird. Wait, hold on.
Nobody is saying anything. What's up?
Gotcha. Am I saying something now?
Yeah, you're on mute.
So I think I was muted. Yeah. So how people, you know, we always hear this, that before Hazrat Masih Maud was an Ahmadi, people would get him to do debates with all these kinds of people. So Dawi was, at that time, he was the prominent as the Christian guy that everyone knows, and he's come as, you know, the second coming, and he's claiming to, as someone said there already, that Kaaba will be abolished and Muslims will all be finished and stuff. So that's why Azimur was that person. They would just choose him to fight against the Christians, against the Hindus, and against the Aryas especially. And so this is basically the general concept of it. We can do more research on it as well, but Dawi was that person who the prophecy was fulfilled about in that time. And that's why with the prophecies, many of them happened during his time, and many of them happened along the line as well, even now. With all the prophecies and all the allegations that we have, we're proving a lot of the Christians wrong. So it's amazing how it works two ways. And how Hazrat Masih Maud said that the Holy Prophet was talking literally about him in that moment. He was that swine that I came to overcome. But that's pretty much who he was. But we will do more research, and we'll talk about it later on as well, because it's very, very interesting, and you touched on it. So how did they ask you that in the quiz? Was that literally?
Is Abir still here? Yeah, he's there. What it was, I think Abir, do you remember? Because it was something it was due with the book, like Haqiqat al-Wahi, I think.
No. The question was, what prophecy was made regarding Dovi, and as what kind of incarnation did he think himself would be to be?
Yeah.
And then I think Abir was very close. I think he said something about he said he was Jesus or something like that, but it turned out that he said he was Elijah, I think. And he was basically, he said that
I said he was Jesus reincarnation, and I thought he was some kind of judge, like a wakil, in a way. That's what I said.
Yeah, but it turns out he was Elijah, and basically he saying that Jesus was the Son of God, and so yeah, that's
there's a whole book on Islam about it. It's called The Fulfillment of a Grand Prophecy. As a challenge to John Alexander Dowie.
No, I'm sure Hamza's mentioned it as well in one of his books as well that he's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Maybe we can go through like these books as well. If we can go through the prophecies, so that'd be really good as well. Because in that all the allegations that he made against the Jamaat, and then how Hazrat Masih Maud overcame them. That'd be really cool. Inshallah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate there was a lot of reading there, so it must have been hard for people to like.
I'd like to understand Mudaris, how's this concept in Pakistan or amongst the people that you know about killing the swine and breaking the cross?
Yes, I want to discuss these 2 points of killing the swine and breaking cross. The concept in Pakistan is like Masih will come, Jesus will come with his sword, and he will break each and every cross. So I have a debate with my non-Ahmadi friend on this as well. So I asked that there are so many manufacturing companies of making cross. So how many companies he will go in all around the world, because it's a multinational company who is making this cross. So how he will go to each and every company of a multinational company, meet the CEO and kill the CEO first, and then kill the cross. So basically the idea what I told him, the same which Nasir has mentioned, that this will be the teachings of the Jesus, or the teaching of the promised Messiah who will come. This is the teaching that Jesus has been died. So the faith of Trinity, or the faith of the cross, will be tied with this faith that the Jesus has died. So automatically this cross will be break. And the second thing of the swine, like he mentioned, Nasir mentioned 677.7 million swine all around the world, including in the jelly of Haribo as well, which I mistakenly eat in the morning as well. So yeah. So the concept, the teaching, it will also be killed by killing the swine is also been done by the promised Messiah teachings, like because the swine have so many characteristics which human has adopted in Western world especially, and in now becoming the part of Eastern world in Pakistan especially.
Hmm. Do the rare say that
Usually,
it's a physical, it would do this literally?
no, this is what I'm telling, that the characteristics will be adopted, and characteristic has been adopted by human beings. So the
Mhm.
teaching of the promised Messiah will be the same as Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, with the teaching that the human being should be a human being, and what has been mentioned in the Quran, first verses which has been revealed on from Hazur Sallallahu that Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum walladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun, that this is the characteristic of human being. This should be the characteristic of human being, that he pray to God as their ancestor used to do. So this will kill the swine characteristic which has been adopted by this world. So many swine characteristic. For suppose one is like destroying the field, as human being is destroying the other countries, and
Mm.
then the zina and these rape things in India. Interesting fact that after every 1 minute, one girl has been raped in India. So after every 1 minute,
Mm.
so that is the characteristic of swine as well. So with the teaching of Islam and having a taqwa in yourself
Yeah.
is the basic teaching of Islam and basic teaching of from the promised Messiah, that will kill the swine and the characteristic of swine in the human being, because people cannot be people face not resemble with the swine. They cannot resemble with the swine, but they can resemble with the characteristic of swine.
Mm.
So that can be killed in the teaching of Islam.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about as well. Like some prophecies, they end the thing there and then. Like with Dawi, we said Nas, it ended it there and then. But there are many things that Hazrat Masima has, like all the things haven't stopped. Like Mubarak just said, there's raping still going on. There's people still with those bad characteristics. So it doesn't mean that the prophecy will end it full stop. It's done. It's the thing that you're bringing will end it. It has the possibility of ending it. And once those people come into the fold of Ahmadiyyat, inshallah, then all of those characteristics will go away. And so that's what the prophecy entails. It's a two-way entailment. And inshallah, that's what we hope to bring with Ahmadiyya.
Yeah, especially with the jizya tax thing. Like usually people just focus on the breaking of the cross and they kind of put that to the side. But I didn't realize. I just read about it today now, and I was like, "Whoa, this is actually quite a big thing." About it. It proves that I mentioned there as well, that it proves that it's not going to be a bloody Messiah who's going to go around killing. Because the whole reason for the tax was that in like a war, and saying that basically you won't need it anymore, showing that there won't be any war, there won't be any need for any protection, because we'll be free to preach and do that. So it just shows that it's not the way that Gandhi's believe. It's literally the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's crazy because I had my driving instructor. He was a Jehovah Witness. So every time I have a lesson with him, he would just go on about his teachings, and he would talk about his own thing. And every time I tried tell him about Ahmadiyyat, he wouldn't want to listen. Like they're so stubborn in their own ways, they don't want to listen to anything. I even gave him leaflets and stuff, and he didn't read it. So I was like, okay, whatever. Then I talked about this Messiah coming, and what he said was that we believe that when the Messiah comes, he will just kill every single person apart from Jehovah's Witnesses. I was like, is he going to kill me as well? Like, we're friends. Come on. He's like, yeah, even you. Unless you don't believe, he's going to kill you. And there's going to be blood pouring everywhere and everyone's going to die. And the only people who are going to be left are us. So he was like trying to say, like, become a Jehovah's Witness.
That's a scary way to do the bleak.
Yeah, that's a scary way to pass your license, isn't it? Didn't make
Good
me
work, though.
driving the car. But that's the reality, man. That's the reality. And that's how extreme people really believe that the coming of the Messiah will be. And so that's a big reason why people are turning away from religion as well. Like, religion teaches hate. And that's why we have to work really hard to show people that, it's not like that at all. And these are just misinterpretations. Because it's a shame that, people live their life thinking this and they die thinking this as well, that, we're waiting for this person and we want to see the day when my neighbor is going to be killed by a Messiah who comes flying with a sword and everything. And it's really ridiculous, and it teaches the opposite of what peace is and what world peace is. unfortunately.
Did you pass first time, Rabbi Saab?
I didn't pass with him.
No, I remember a long time ago. We used to have these classes with the Toby Sub, and this was in Wolverhampton Mosque as well. Like, it was really fun the way he used to explain stuff, and you can imagine he's really funny as well. Like, he literally made us watch a video of this mullah talking about how Jesus is gonna come down, he's gonna be flying, and he's gonna have like a laser vision and stuff like that. And he was literally like describing literally like a video game. And the funny thing is, in that video, they were showing Assassin's Creed like background stuff in wars and stuff like that. And that's what their propaganda. That's how they do it.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this as well. And that's the last time. I don't know if we mentioned it in Khuddam, like, but like if he does come, like imagine how much anxiety it will cause because people are waiting, and it's almost like in FIFA when you're trying to reveal a card, and then you get the person that you want, right? So with these people, they're waiting for the Messiah to come, and they're going to see, okay, which religion does he belong to? Okay, if he is a Muslim, which sect will he belong to? And imagine all those people, how disappointed they'll be if he wasn't for them. And then, like they say, he's gonna descend in Syria, and he's gonna descend down the white minaret. So when he does come down, these magical, ladder that they've made for him, and the slippers that they've left for him at the end of the ladder, the Shias are gonna get angry because the government is run by a Shia government. So they're gonna say, okay, you're not Shia, okay, go to jail. So that's already the Messiah's coming. He's in jail now.
There was a discussion, Rabbi Saab. They said, what if I remember in school, someone said, what if the real Messiah is here and he's locked up in a mental jail, claiming it was, because there's loads of people claiming they're Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
In mental asylums.
Exactly, and the way Allah will bring someone is with honor, and in this day and age, like, it was done very quietly, and it was done over time, just like with Holy Prophet ﷺ, it was done over periods of time, and it happened slowly. And when he was the Holy Prophet, he did the tabligh slowly, firstly to his family, and then to his loved ones and close ones, and then slowly it happened. Yeah. But with this, they have this big imagination that's going to happen, like a big news flash. The Messiah has come. It's going to be a big uproar. Which is just going to go against world peace totally.
These videos, MDNC always puts them up, and he always repeats the same ones, like about how like there's this guy, and he talks about how the Prophet was like really good, and how like he defeated all the Arya Samaj and all these other big Christian like arguments and stuff, and how like he said like Muslim Ummah Stara eyes, something like that, about the like the stars of the eyes and stuff, and then one of the guys like, do you know he was MD? And he goes, I don't know anything about him being MD, but I just know he's a really good guy and he done a lot of work for the Ummah. And they just basically disregard everything as soon as like he claimed prophet and stuff. And
the best one was that Molvi on TV. Mubarak would know which Nazm it is, but he was singing the Nazm of Hazrat Masih Maud, and he was like, this is such a good Nazm, it's about the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he's really enjoying it. And right at the end he goes, it's a shame that he's a kafir and he's a Qadiani. It's so funny, man. So even they can resonate with what he says, but unfortunately they just can't take that next step of accepting him to be the promised Messiah. It's a shame. But yeah, this is a really interesting conversation. I know Review of Religions wrote a really good article as well on the Netflix documentary. It was a documentary, The Messiah.
Oh yeah,
the Messiah.
Yeah, and that came at a time when everything was being questioned as well. And they again that shows exactly what Muslims think a Messiah will be. He'll have all these magical powers. You'll be able to travel from place to place very quickly, and you won't be able to be invincible almost. I think he crashed from a plane and he just got up and he was like healing people who died, and they'll bring them back to life and those kind of things.
They're literally making him into God really by saying that, and then the Christian stuff that is.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wearing an Adidas tracksuit, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Adidas.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did anyone get the time to watch the APPG report? World Parliamentary Party Group. That's on the Ahmadi Muslim Association on the Ahmadi persecution in Pakistan. All the parliamentarians have gone send envoys to Pakistan to speak to people and find out their views on persecution remedied.
I watched a bit of it with Dad, but I don't know anything more about it.
It's a 2 hours video.
What did they say in that?
Today. Sorry?
How was it? What did they say? Like, what's the khulasa?
The khulasa, I would say, it's quite long, but it's about the findings. All parliamentary has said what the envoys have found out. Some of them are the regular things that spoke about the 2 mosques which were attacked. What you call it, the 1984 law which was signed under humanitarian treaty between all the nations. How is that not being upheld by Pakistan? Minority rights, and even the governor of Punjab, how he was killed, Salman Taseer, his son was also one of the speakers. How the father was killed by bodyguards. So a lot of things were discussed in it. And also Lord Ahmed did the second last speech, and Rafiq Ayat Sahab as well made the final speech.
That's good. MashaAllah. We should give that a watch as well. Hello, good boys. That's a really good conversation. Nas, Jazakallah, Nas. I think that was really good. I think a lot of people have a lot to say about this as well, because it's such an illogical thing that people have misinterpreted so much, and the idea of a Messiah coming is so twisted. Just another thing for us to talk about and try to discuss and get to the bottom of it. Even though we know there's always new points. I really love the point that you made about it's the Christians who are actually killing the swines mostly, and Muslims aren't even doing that.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
Even though there's also scientific reason as well that pigs' digestive systems only take 4 hours to digest food, and all the toxins and poisons are still remaining inside it. So if you eat the ham or bacon, whatever, it still contains that toxic in it. So if you eat it, you get poisoned as well. So whereas cows and other animals who eat vegetation, their digestive system takes 24 hours to digest everything and flushes out all the poison and toxins for the food. So if you eat cow meat or goat meat, you are eating good quality meat, basically.
Fair point. Very good. Jazakallah for that. Awesome, guys. Jazakallah, man. Really good conversation. Move on to the next bit now before we get to 7 o'clock. Riyadh.
Yes, Murabbi Saab. All right, let's go. This week we have 18 questions.
Yeah.
So sorry about
before I start, mashallah, I don't even ask Riyadh every week. I just ask him lecture now before. Riyadh, are we good? Yeah, don't worry, Murabbi Saab, it's all sorted. So I just want to shout out to you, man. Jazakallah.
No problem. Hello, let's go. Okay.
18 questions.
Let me get the music off.
Like Nas's music, yeah.
Listen, I was thinking, what's going on here? Yeah, I got Drake playing and stuff.
Drake, have you heard Drake? Yeah, he made a song and he speaks a bit of Arabic in that song.
Yeah, everyone's going crazy.
Both going a bit crazy.
Yeah, it's like Inte Awana Akhla. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Murabbi Saab can tell us.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What was the lyrics? I think he said about Hazrat Yusuf and someone else.
Hamza.
No, he said, yeah, Hamza. And he goes, Inte Awana Akhla.
Basically, me and you are more beautiful than even them together.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
One Kahoot.
996247. So guys who are joining us every week, we do a Kahoot as well, right at the end, just to lighten the mood up and learn a bit of general knowledge. Unfortunately, it didn't help us in the quiz, did it?
So we don't go in too hard, and we just keep it light. Well, I keep it light. We're going.
Yeah, not like us, like yesterday. Nasser, remember?
What?
Which English player in the Cricket World Cup 2019 scored the most runs?
Moin Ali.
No, it was like Joe. Was it Joe Butler or something? I don't know.
Yeah, Joe Butler. English team.
Yeah. They're asking some really easy questions for everyone else, man. Like, oh, which river also shares the name of a company? Amazon. You know, that's some really easy questions. It's quite funny. Yeah.
Your beard looks nice, man, mashallah.
My beard.
Yeah, mashallah. Done
You're
it.
glowing?
It's not as good as your beard, Zaryab.
Mine belongs in Spark Hill, somewhere, in the Sunni Mosque.
Yours belongs in the mosque down the road, mate.
How many we got today?
We got 8 participants and 5 on the screen.
So
Yeah.
that means we should have 7.
You have
Really.
one of them, so about 7, yeah.
Just want to say salam to Atar as well. Atar, Jazakallah for joining. I know you wanted to join last week.
Yes, Atar. Indeed.
Abir, I like the hair.
Jazakallah.
You missed it
You
last
could have
week.
seen me last week. Yeah, last week was completely bald.
Fresh under.
Listen, who's the cross?
Oh, who is it?
Nothing Mubarak's by
I think that's it. I don't think anyone else is joining.
Yeah, I don't think Kashif. Kashif, you're not taking part today, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, got someone else.
Kashif was the G last week.
6. Harry.
I am SNK.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
The cross.
Me and Saqib were doing together.
Okay. There's only one guy.
Haribo is haram, man.
Mention
Gelatin. It's pig gelatin they use.
Hello, shall we start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world was made in 6 periods.
Okay, so which Khalifa of Khulafa Rashidin is Hazrat Khalifatul Masih the first related to?
Khalifa. It's Hazrat. The first.
Hazrat Khalifatul Masih the first is directly related.
What?
The 37th generation directly.
Similar characteristics as well.
Yeah. Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu.
Only 3 people answered that.
3 people answered it. The rest are left thinking.
Oh no, I got it, but
So this is something interesting to know. I learned this last week myself.
Yeah.
That's crazy, you know. Isn't that like proof that we're right then? Like, it's
Crazy.
7th generation.
37th, yeah.
So wait, don't people admit that? Don't they? Like, no, don't people? Doesn't like the rest of the Muslim know that what's going on there?
Okay, so how did Hazrat Khalifatul Masih the first radiallahu anhu know the promised Messiah alayhi salam? Was it a childhood friend, through marriage between their mutual relatives, coincidence in debates, or by discovering one of the promised Messiah's books? 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, it was actually, he read Bahran Ahmadiyya, and he was in quest to find the author, promised Messiah.
Remember, Nasser, we got that question as well. What does Bahran Ahmadiyya stands for?
Oh yeah, and we didn't even know.
What do you mean?
We didn't know what we knew it was a book, but we didn't know what it meant. Like, we didn't know what Brahina Ahmadiyya translated to, but it means like basically proving like
Proves Ahmadiyyat.
Oh my God, man.
Brahim and proofs.
What is the meaning of Subhanallah? Allah is the highest. Allah is free from all faults. Allah always does the best. Allah is the creator.
Oh, no.
Oh.
This is something we say all in a day, so you should know what you're saying.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Is it? I'm sure it's Allah is either Allah is free from all faults, so Allah is perfect.
Isn't it holy as Allah?
Yeah, it means holy as Allah.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
I read this in an MD book.
Allah is free from all faults.
Where did you get it from?
I got it from quite a few. You know, I'll send a screenshot in the group later on.
Because we read it in namaz all the time.
Please.
Subhana, Rabbi, Subhana.
This is
Sorry about that, guys.
No, no,
But
I think it is, you are right. You are right, but it's just more of a descriptive answer.
okay, yeah.
Subhanallah.
True or false? There are trees on Antarctica or in Antarctica.
That's a good one, I know.
I hate these questions because he could either be tricking you.
Oh, yeah.
False.
I'm the only one who said true.
There's no trees.
One guy didn't even answer because they were confused.
Google Earth. He went on Google Earth.
Ran out of time.
Which is the oldest underground train service?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, because of being said it, I know what it is now. Oh, that's right.
New York, London, Chinese, or German?
Has to be.
I'm trusting a beat here.
It's New York.
Yeah, it's the London Underground.
Oh my gosh.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that is the oldest underground train service.
That's sick.
The way Abir was so sure, I thought it's going to be Germany. I thought it has to be Germany.
Hey, that's what I said. That's why I clicked it.
Yeah.
There's London as well.
Even that I got it right.
Translate فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ.
One her. Praise with the A, by the way, not E.
That's like the pray when you're, yeah, it's pray to the Lord and offer sacrifice. I use the pray when you're hunting.
I guess it's in line with sacrificing.
Yes.
The cross, man, he's top.
Come on, boys.
What do you do when the Imam is reciting a surah after Surah Al-Fatiha? Repeating the word silent in your brain, repeat the word silent in your own head, listen silently, or pray in your own words. Yeah, it's listen silently. You want to listen and focus.
I guess can you repeat it as well, like in your head as well, like just to go along
You're not
with
really
it.
supposed to. You're not really supposed to because the commandment is. Because imagine the commandment was you have to repeat what he says. Imagine he says the surah that you don't know, and you're put in a position where oh damn, I'm supposed to know this, but I don't, so I'm sinning. So that's made even namaz easy for you. So he said just repeat Surah Fatiha because you're supposed to know that anyway, and the rest listen to it.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
Which of these is the world's oldest currency?
Chinese or Japanese yen.
It's actually the British pound.
Oh, chat.
I was the only one who got that right.
Yeah.
Good.
Make me top, please.
Britain's doing bits, man. The oldest underground, oldest currency.
Smashing it, bro.
I'm coming for the cross. I'm gonna
You're
break.
gonna say we invented football as well.
92% of the world's money is electronic. True or false?
not 92.
It's like false 93.
Yeah, it's true.
Why didn't I choose it? It's such a.
There's only 8% of the world's money which is actually in physical form.
Wow.
Yes.
Nasa. Okay, so what do you call a group of monkeys?
Nas.
It's not an army.
Mandem. Troop of monkeys. Gang of monkeys. Army of monkeys. Mandem.
It's not an army because it's an army of frogs. We had the last time.
Yeah, it's called a troop.
Oh my.
Right.
You got it right?
Me?
Wait.
Okay, so what was the name of the father of the Holy?
Oh, hello. Okay. Come on. It has to be this.
Yeah, mashallah, Abdullah.
I got scared then.
Got it right first. Oi, oi, oi.
What was the name of the mother of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
That's easy.
I'm mashing it with the questions. Amira and that.
Oh no, I got it wrong.
That's gonna get exposed now. Which
Oh god, this is one don't write that to us.
it's so annoying that you can't go back.
Yep, it's Amina.
Oh, that's Amira.
I got it right.
That's Amira corner.
No, I said the right answer. This is correct.
Oh. The first surah revealed to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Oh.
Surah Qasas, Surah Falaq, Surah. Oh my day! Oh gosh, studying
Oh no, you got a typo there.
Oops.
Surah Fariha.
It's because I'm gonna do some of the questions because I do some of them on my phone and then I come back when I have more in my head. So iPhone, man.
None of them are right, by the way.
Yeah, it's Alaq, Surah Alaq.
Alan and that.
Alan, you're right, Alan, Steve, Alan.
Taking over today.
I specifically remember putting a Q there as well and removing that spelling mistake. Still,
Oh, that's okay. We knew what you meant.
still got it wrong. The cross is coming.
Don't worry.
Someone needs to break him.
Very good.
Which of these Sahaba is known to be of African descent?
Everyone knows this one.
Okay, come on. It has to be.
Technically, we all are.
I'm sure he's got a younger brother as well. He's got...
Yeah, Hazrat Bilal is anhu.
From Ethiopia. Ethiopian. Nice.
Oh God, don't start.
Which country was known as Abyssinia at the time of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Abyssinia.
Yeah. I think it has to be that.
I pressed the wrong one, guys.
What, the one Hafsab? I mean,
Ethiopia.
yeah.
Wrong one.
I was getting kind of sweaty when Rabbi Sab was saying Ethiopia.
Hi.
Largest country in Africa.
Ooh.
The cheeky one.
I don't know, man. This is where, like, do you know how you watch people exposing, like.
Yeah, it's Algeria.
Oh.
I knew that one.
Algeria is Mahus.
I've done that question before.
Algerian sauce is the best. Go to slams.
Sly African country.
Fire. On average, how many planes are there in the sky at one time?
Oof. It's a tough one.
No, man. Oh, God. Okay,
I've never heard that.
There's no way of even knowing this.
There is, you know. You can have a look. There's a flight tracker. You can just see every single plane. And there's actually normally about 3,000 in the sky at one time.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something new.
How do they coordinate up there?
If you go on flight tracker on Google, you can see every single plane and its position in the sky right now.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm going to track down any of your uncles coming from Pakistan. Okay, last question is, what is the difference between a Jew and an Israelite?
The nose. Shape of the nose.
we can't put this up now.
Yeah, we can't put this up now. Nothing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, this can't go on YouTube anymore.
Why would you put that question?
Nice one.
Oh, yes, boy. That was the last question.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I was third.
NASA third.
Nasha.
Really?
Is that Nasha from
Dennis the Menace?
Yeah.
The cross is at the top. We need
Want
to
to break the cross today, boys.
MashaAllah. You know.
Yes, boys.
There you go, boys.
Smack it. Always good. Jazakallah, man. The Riyadh was really good, man. Any new thing that you learned this week? Was it the Hazrat Umar one?
Yeah. It was indeed. It's like direct lineage, male lineage as well. So it's literally the son of the son of the son of the son of the son.
He was amazing, man. Amazing Khalifa. That's one of the allegations people say is that the Khalifa are only families of the Prophet ﷺ. If anyone ever says that, just say the first Khalifa of Ahmadiyyat wasn't of the family. So that's something people always say. But they always elect someone in the family, always. But at the same time, the family of the Hazrat Masih Maud are seen as like a piece of pure blood, and they continue that lineage down as well. So they are just for that position, depending on, of course, who they are. Tiga, Jazakallah, guys, everyone for joining. Nas, what are you doing?
It's a nice cat, nice.
Yeah, it's getting bigger, man.
I know it's gone really big, man.
Damn.
It's got collar now.
Yeah, we put bell on it before. We tried to, but it was too big for it.
Yeah.
So it's got a new one now.
Very nice. Tiga, guys, tomorrow, inshallah, is the virtual rally. What time is it starting?
I think it's 10.
10 in the morning.
Check.
There's a few things to look out for. One of them was there's a really interesting talk on sports and religion. So that's with Murabbi Dibasab, with Danish from UK, Usman Jamil, who I played basketball with a lot. He's from America, and they used to come here all the time every year to play basketball. He's a basketball coach now in America, and Lodi Saab as well from the UK. So that's going to be really good. That's at 7 to 8 tomorrow in the evening. And also there's a really good one, Conversion Stories. There's a few converts, Jonathan Butterworth and Sol Graham Page, and of course Marwan from Argentina, the Murabbi there. So there's really good conversations, really good, just like we do here on Khuddam night. So let's try to look at the program. Everyone has the program ready. So like I said, it starts 10:30. We don't have to do any registration anymore. So that's usually like at 9 o'clock on Ishtamaz. So we can skip that. But from 10 o'clock, 10:30 onwards, let's all try to join that. Let's try to support our boys doing the academics as well, with the presentation competition and also Mubarak's speech as well. Inshallah, that goes well, and you guys can go all the way. Tiga, anyone else have anything to say before we go? Barisab, all the best tomorrow, inshallah. We'll be praying for you. Also, Hamza and Zayed both gave their apologies for not being able to come, but they give their salam as well to everyone. So, Tiga, Barisab.
Okay,
Jazakallah for joining. Nas as well. Awesome as usual. Salam Gauzi. Next week, yeah, another Kahoot tomorrow, next week, yeah.
See you next Kahoot.
Allah Hafiz.